Alright. Boomsday. When we're young, people often ask us about our dreams. Some of them say they want to be doctors who save lives. Others proclaim they want to be a hero who saves the day, like the Arc Rangers. As for me, my response is always the same. I would answer while looking up towards the sky above me. My dream is to be able to look at the sky. The other kids would make fun of me and laugh. They'd say, "What kind of dream is that?" I don't care. I would promise myself over and over again that one day I'll be able to see the sky, really see it. I would see the big wide world where the sun shines bright. Back then, I didn't know. How could I have known that in chasing the sun, I'd end up in a darkened room where the only light is from a video game monitor? I'd yearn to explore this vast planet of ours. I've become petrified of the outside world. Thought I would be the protagonist in this story, but I'm barely even an ancillary character. How could I have known? The song, the music for this shit was so fucking good too. God, dude, I just need one more copy of Eleg to max Limit Breaker and get her burst animation for my lobby screen. I've been wanting that for so long. God, dude, this shit's so good. Let me just take a minute to appreciate the music. Three. Okay. Three. Alright, first off, where is Eleg? She's 2. Trony. Let's see. Fuck. Who else is in their little group? I know Maiden and Guillotine is. Hold on. Guillotine. Where's Guillotine? What about Burst 1? Exia. Prompt. Please introduce yourself. Hello, I'm Eleg from the Electric Shock Squad. That should be enough, right? I can say anything I want since you'll edit it later. You sure I can say whatever I want? I can even talk smack about Miss Suyin or divulge company secrets? Just speak as if you're in front of Suyin. Okay. Prompt. Introduce the Electric Shock Squad. Our squad focuses on the development and research of various electronics. Most electronic devices you use are products we've created. The squad consists of just Miss Trony and me. I'm in charge of energy efficiency and utilization, whereas Miss Trony takes care of all the engineering. Prompt. What do you think is the best product developed by the Electric Shock Squad? That's a tough one. If I have to choose one, I'd say the converter, since it did solve the power problem in the Ark and all. Prompt. What do you think is the best product humanity has developed? That's easy. Boom. Should I go on? Do I need to explain more about Boom? I can talk all day about Boom. It's a classic FPS masterpiece, and the protagonist, Boom Guy. Oh, I should move on to the next question. Prompt, what are your goals for the future? Goals? My goal is to install Boom on every electronic display in the Ark. A moment later. Miss Silas Tower, Electric Shock Squad Dormitory. Whew, finally back. I'll never get used to those darn interviews. How many of these promotional videos is Miss Silas going to make us do? How about you join me for the next shoot, Miss Troney? On the other side of the tightly sealed door, the sounds of a video game can be heard. How about we grab a bite to eat then? A new restaurant just opened near us, and Miss Ether has said it's delicious. How about it? Maybe you'd like to play a game together instead. I'm going for the Boom speedrun record. I've been having a blast. I could tell you about some of the glitches that you can take advantage of. Miss Troney? Eleg places her hand on the doorknob. Once she does, the sound on the other side of the door instantly cease. No thanks. Oh, okay. Then what a... The game picks back up, louder than ever this time, signaling Troney's unwillingness to continue the conversation. You sure you're okay? With some concern, Eleg looks down upon the scattered pieces of paper lying on the ground. They're from a research log that had been written a long time ago. I should clean this place up. Otherwise, I'm sure to get an earful from Miss Suyen. Eleg bends down and picks up one of the pieces of paper. Some words are scrawled on it. Electric Shock Research Log. Month X, Day X. A good day to play Boom at home. Participants, Eleg Troney. Start of converter development. Ah, those were the days. I miss those days. Is all the preparation done? Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this. Me too. Well, shall we begin? Sure thing. You can leave the circuit design to me. That's my area of expertise. You don't have to remind me, Miss Troney. Everybody knows you're the best in the field of electrical engineering. The best? Oh boy. Troney hastily buries her face between her knees and begins to tremble. What? Did I say something wrong? The best. Clearly not a big fan of compliments. Noted. Miss Troney and I used to talk all the time. Eleg directs her voice towards the closed door. Miss Troney, I'll come again tomorrow. Eleg's footsteps fade away. Troney, are you sure it's okay to give Eleg the cold shoulder? If you consider someone your friend, the least you can do is say hi to them. It's already too late. Why did you start playing games in the first place? I don't remember. Then perhaps you should ask yourself. Is it really okay? The fighter jet controlled by Troney is hit by enemy gunfire and explodes. Game over. The game over screen flashes a few times and then disappears. The screen turns off, leaving the entire room in darkness. Oh man. Sag. Oh shit. Kanryo da. The next day, Electric Shock Squad Research Lab. Eleg sits amidst a jumble of circuits and wires, jotting down a research log. Electric Shock Research Log. Month X, day X. I'm dying to get back and play Boom. Participants, Eleg suddenly stops in the middle of typing. With noticeable irritation, she then deletes what she just wrote. Participants, Eleg. Looks like things aren't going too well. Miss Ether. Can I take a look? Ether sits beside Eleg. Electric shock research log. Industrious as ever, I see. You haven't missed a day with these logs. If it were me, I'd have quit writing them long ago. It's not exactly my choice. I do this since I have to. A fair point. However, Ether writes something on Eleg's tablet. Participants, Eleg Troni. You sure you're doing everything you're supposed to? Miss Troni just needs time to rest. She'll be back soon to focus on the research. Is that so? Correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't Troni been holed up in that room for years now? Doesn't make a difference to me whether Troni comes to the lab or not. It's not like my own work will suffer from it. The only issue is that not everyone is as understanding or as patient as I am. You've got until the end of the week. Hi? The higher-ups can't wait any longer. Please relay that to her. Relay to her that she must decide by the end of the week whether she wants to continue locking herself in that room or start working for the Ark again. You make sure she gets the message. If, and this is just an if she refuses to come out, what then? We'll figure out a way to make her work for the Ark again. A memory wipe, perhaps? If that doesn't work, then something else. Whatever is necessary to get her to work in the lab. You know nothing is beneath the higher-ups so long as it benefits the Ark. Okay. I'll relay the message. Ah, yes. I almost forgot. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but there were 6 power outages this year. Before that, we hadn't suffered any outages thanks to your converter. They are minor incidents, and the general populace is still in the dark about it. But the higher-ups want you to get to the bottom of what's going on and fix it before the situation gets out of control. And you also want that done by the end of the week. Good luck. After Ether leaves, Eleg stares at the words written on the tablet for a long time. Participants, Eleg Troni. An agitated Eleg paces up and down the hallway. I can do this. I can do this. I can't pull this off. Gotta do it today. Have to do it. For Miss Troni's sake. Eleg mumbles softly, psyching herself up. Finally, she stops in front of Troni's room. As always, video games sound effects can be heard from behind the door. After taking a deep breath, Eleg knocks. Miss Troni, it's me. Did you get some sleep? You didn't stay up all night playing those games, did you? I'm guessing you've only had Splendimin and energy drinks as well. You should come out. We can go out and have lunch together. We could play Boom if you'd like. Or any other game, it doesn't matter. I'll play whatever you want. Just come outside. Miss Troni. Miss Troni! Once Eleg raises her voice, the sounds on the other side of the door stop. They say we only have until the end of the week. If you don't come out by then, they're gonna erase your memory. So, please, come outside. Eleg, you can stop now. Huh? Didn't you hear what I just said? All of your memories will be wiped. He'll be fine. Huh? What are you talking about? The game resumes, and Eleg and Troni's conversation comes to a close. Yeesh. I forgot. It's kind of a sad event. うわ。ねえ。オーバーロード。
また勝ってしまった。
また
組織の目につかないようにしたかったのだが。
Here's sonorous explosion that sends a chill down my spine. Every damn time I show up, it's a sad event. Is there fun events in this game? There is! We just finished one! The Valentine's Day event. It was very happy-go-lucky. It was very good. Welcome in, Grumpy. I hope your Friday's going well. Rushed into the commander's room, only being greeted nonchalantly by both Eleg and Exia. Hello. Long time no see, noob. What are you two up to? Ah, nothing, just playing some Boom. Boom. Exia has her face buried in a tablet. Beside her, Eleg sits with her feet propped up on the desk as she sips an energy drink. It would appear that the explosions I heard came from this Boom game they're playing. Why are you playing here of all places? Oh, don't bother me, noob. I'm in the middle of a speed run. Come on, Eleg, what do I do next? Hurry up, time's running out. You gotta break through the wall. That one, right there. The two of them are completely immersed in the game. At this point, nothing I say would get through to them. Since I don't have anything else to do, I sit down quietly and watch them. Clear, a new record. Nicely done. Wasn't that fun? Totally. A great way to let off some steam. I told you, Boom is the best. Whether you just want to have some fun, relieve some stress, or take your mind off something that's getting you down. Boom is just what the doctor ordered. Now it's time for you to play Final Quest. Ah, but first, noob. I have something serious to tell you. Exia hands me a pamphlet. What's this? Inside the pamphlet is written, calling all gamers to the Arc Gaming Expo. Is this some kind of gaming event? That's right. A festival organized by gamers for gamers. It's opening tomorrow. They even got real life event going on for Final Quest there. I can't miss that. You've gotta come, noob. We absolutely, positively, must go together. Exia edges closer and closer to me with each utterance, her eyes brimming with excitement. I assume there's a reason it's so important that I come with you? Naturally. One of the prizes they're giving out is this in-game skin that you can only get if you and someone else participate as a pair. We simply must get our hands on that costume. If that's the case, okay. You here for the gaming event as well, Eleg? Nah, I came here for something else. I happened to bump into Exia and we started talking. We were debating which game was the best, Boom or Final Quest. To try and reach a decision, we figured each of us would play the other's favorite game. Does that mean you installed both those games on my computer? Yep. Well, how about it, Exia? Are you ready to admit that Boom is the one game to rule them all? Don't get me wrong, Boom is a lovely game, but it doesn't hold a candle to Final Quest. What? After you had such a hoot playing Boom, you're still sticking with that story? You haven't even played Final Quest yet. The passionate debate between the two gamers rages on. Oh boy. That could last a while. Oh.
修理完了。ちょっと整理するから置いてかないでね。私ちょっとかっこよかったかも。
1 hour later, the debate is still in full force. No kidding. Is that even possible? Such are the charms of Final Quest, my friend. Do you understand now? It's like Boom, but with fantasy elements. Eleg and Exia are having a ball geeking out about video games. That reminds me. They'll be holding a retro game week as part of the gaming expo. Really? Yeah, and the special limited edition Boom package will be on display. Are you serious? This is written right here. Alex snatches the pamphlet from Exia. Oh my god, it's true! Alex's eyes dart excitedly over the pamphlet. Finally, I can get my hands on a limited edition that I've only heard about all these years. Huh? Is there a cosplay event too? It sure is. They're even having an Arc Rangers fan meet and greet. Alex's smile disappears. Is it alright if I keep this pamphlet? Sure, no problem. I'll see you at the expo tomorrow, noob. See you there. Exia leaves. Ella continues to regard the pamphlet, not saying anything. Something wrong? Yeah. No, nothing's wrong. I'm just a bit worn out from playing Boom all night. If I recall correctly, you just claim, amongst other things, that you play Boom to get your mind off things. I guess I did. Boom works wonders for you when you want to forget your troubles. So tell me, what's on your mind? Haven't exactly been forthright with you regarding why I came here. All you've told me so far is that you didn't come here because of the gaming expo. And that's true. It's just, the real reason I came here to see you is because of someone on my squad. Trony? Yeah. So you've heard of her. Trony from the Electric Shock Squad. Despite being a prominent pioneer in the field of electrical engineering, no one has seen her before. Rumors are swirling about her being some kind of hermetic mad scientist averse to sunlight. Try to put positive spin on the side of the negative images of Trony in my mind. Heard she doesn't like going outside very much. That's putting it mildly. Other people have been much more callous in their wording. I was worried I would hear the same from you. Ella grows morose, as if replaying all the derogatory things she heard about Trony. Try to keep the conversation moving and not let Ella fall into a funk. And something happened to Trony. She's always been shy, and although she was never a big fan of going outside that much, she used to at least come out to use the laboratory. But for a while now, she hasn't even stepped out of her room. Even needs some time alone. We all need that sometimes. She hasn't come out since she created the converter. When was that? Since before the outpost was created. That long? You've never seen Trony in person, have you, Mr. Commander? That's right, I've only heard stories about her. I've done everything to try and convince her to come out of her room, but nothing ever seems to work. I came here for your help, Mr. Commander. I'm a bit antisocial myself, just like Miss Trony, so I don't have many other friends I can turn to. Alright. I'm not sure how much I'll be able to help, but I'll try and come up with something. Team Antisocial, rise up. That's me. I follow Ellig into the Mesilas Tower. Ellig and Trony's lab is located not far from their dormitory. It's a bit messy, but you should be able to find a place to sit down if you look around. They're moving some circuits and wires. I managed to carve out sufficient space to sit. Alright. I figure we should be ambitious with our goals here. So we'll attend the Arc Gaming Expo with Miss Trony to play Boom. Is that what you consider ambitious? You bet I do. We're talking about finally getting Miss Trony out of her room, and I'm confident we can do it. Ella looks at the Arc Gaming Expo pamphlet with a glint of determination in her eyes. First things first, can you tell me more about Trony? Right, good point. It'd be difficult to come up with a good plan if you don't know anything about her. What is Trony like? Let's see. She loves the Black Arc Ranger. She's collected nearly every figurine of him that's out there. One time, she wanted to attend a meetup event, so she went out covered head to toe in black. Mask, hat, leotard, the whole 9 yards. The only thing was that she ended up running back here before even setting foot in the event. That was the first and only time Trony ventured outside the Messiah's Tower. Makes sense that she'd be a fan of that show. It's good to know. Let me think. What else is she like? Ah, shooting games. She was hooked the moment I introduced her to them. The first time we played, Miss Trony thought she had used her real name as her screen name. You should have seen how embarrassed she got. For a while, Eleg relates all things Trony related to me. As she recounts every little detail, she is grinning ear to ear the entire time. You really like Trony, don't you? Yeah, she's the only true friend I have. You have any idea why she shut herself inside her room? I don't know. She's never told me. Have you asked her? She doesn't seem very keen on discussing it, so I've been waiting outside until she volunteers that information. Anyway, do you think that's enough information to go on? Have you thought of anything? I racked my brain for a few moments. What about this? Since she likes the Arc Rangers, we can tell her we bought a limited edition figurine. I've tried that before. Miss Trony, do you know what day it is today? Well, if you're not gonna guess, let me tell you. Today is the season premiere of the Arc Rangers, and I brought you something to celebrate. It's a limited edition figurine of the Black Arc Ranger. What do you think of that? Would you like to come out and take a look? You've wanted this for a while now, haven't you? Look up. Eh? Ella gazes up to the corner of the ceiling and sees herself displayed on a CCTV monitor. In her hand is a roughly shaped lump of clay. So you're watching all along. Hehe, still though, doesn't it look kind of similar to the real thing? Not really. Aw, come on, I spent all night making it. Can't you at least give it a closer look? It may not be exact, but it kind of looks similar. Fine, I'll come back tomorrow. She completely ignored me. You sure it wasn't because you tried to pass your handiwork off as the real thing? No, because I did end up getting my hands on the real thing. Even then, after all that effort tracking it down, she still didn't budge. Okay, how about this? It may not be the perfect plan, but we can say that Suyin wants to see Trony at once. Trust me, I've already gone down that route as well. Miss Trony! Something's happened! Suyin wants us to see us. Remember the screen protector you put on Suyin's phone? Well, some air bubbles formed and she's really peeved. That's obvious, huh? I guess that was a lame attempt at a lie, even for me. Whatever, don't pay me any mind. I'll see you tomorrow. I didn't feel right lying to her like that, so I decided to stop. If I were to bring Suyin into the equation, I wouldn't have the confidence to deal with the real-life consequences. Yeah, see, I guess that kind of makes sense. I've tried just about everything under the sun. You want to hear more? Ellark recounts the various methods she has attempted over the past years. We've tried everything that I can think of. Yeah? I think I might need a bit more time to come up with something new. But by then it might be too late. What do you mean? We've got a deadline. How long? 1 week. If Trony doesn't come out by then, her memories will be wiped. That's why I came to you. You're my last hope. They're seriously considering wiping her memory? Have you told Trony this? Yep. Of course I have. She said she didn't care. Please, Mr. Commander, can you go see Trony and try talking to her? I'm no good at talking, so I wasn't able to convince her, but you might. Please, I'm begging you. Hold on, I never asked you something. Why is it that you're so desperate for Trony to leave her room? Alex slumps for a few moments before answering. Because she's destined for better things. Is that why you've never given up on her? I know that, whatever it is that's scaring Miss Trony right now, it's something that she can overcome. It might take months, or it might take years, but she'll beat this thing. Someone who can shine as bright as she can shouldn't be holed up in a darkened room all her life. That's why I can't give up on her. As Ellig exalts Trony, her own eyes brighten and her voice strengthens. You should try telling her that. What? Be honest with her. Tell her why you feel she has to come outside. Do you think that would really work? If you pour your heart out to her, I'm sure she'll be receptive to it. You think so? If you're nervous, I can come with you. Okay, I'll do it. Should we go see her? Yeah, let's. Oh. Yes. Yes, everything is Sag in this game.
ちょっと整備するから置いてかないでね。 うんざりする。何か聞こえました？
At that moment, inside Trony's room, the dim light from the gaming monitor scarcely illuminates the murky surroundings. Mounds of garbage are piled up everywhere, encircling Trony as she impressively plays her game. High score. Beside Trony, there is a radio which is playing Ellig's interview. Prompt: what do you think is the best product developed by Electric Shock Squad? That's a tough one. If I had to answer her, I'd suppose I'd say the converter. Since it did solve the problem, solve the power problem in the Ark and all. What do you think, Trony? Do you think the converter solved the Ark's power problem? There'll be no more power outages. That's all that matters. Trony, you know that's not true. What you saw that day is still there. Running away won't solve anything. Trony grimaces and changes the channel. The next channel is playing an advertisement for the re-release of the theatrical film, starring the dark hero who lives in the darkness, the Black Ark Ranger. Trony has seen the movie so many times that she can recite all the lines by heart. You felt that way when you first developed the converter. You wanted to be like the Black Ark Ranger. You wanted to save the Ark. Someone like me could never do that. Rescuing the Ark, that's the role of other Nikkes. But Trony, you saw what happened there. I don't want to talk about it. Anyways, if my memories are wiped, everything that I saw that day, knowing that my dreams will never come true, I'll forget it all. Trony changes the channel again. This one is broadcasting news about the Ark Gaming Expo. A festival organized by gamers for gamers. The largest gaming gathering in the Ark Gaming Expo is officially underway. As always, we expect many game companies to participate and showcase their latest releases. Various events have been planned, most focusing on the most popular games, such as Final Quest, Iron Punch, Dragon Dungeon, and more. There will also be a retro game week centered around limited editions of various classic games, including the limited edition Boom Package. The Ark Gaming Expo is gathering a whole bunch of attention and will be held for a week starting today. Limited edition Boom Package. Ellig would love that. Trony, if your memories are wiped, you would lose everything, all that you saw that day, Trony's dream. Even Ellig. Is that what you want? Trony's reflection stares back at her from the monitor. As she gazes back, the reflection says, "My dream is to look at the sky." Once, there was a girl. My dream is to look at the sky. Whenever the precocious Trony spoke of her dreams, the other kids were always puzzled. What kind of dream is that? If you want to look at the sky, all you gotta do is lift your head up. If you ask me, you've already achieved your dream. And when they asked her these questions, Trony would reply, "The sky above us isn't the real thing. The real sky is much higher up and much more vast." The sniggering laughter became louder. Don't be such a weirdo, Trony. If this isn't the real sky, then what's the real one like? It's what lies above all those amazing places we've heard about in stories. The open sea, erupting volcanoes, and everything waiting for us up on the surface. Above it all is the real true sky. So your dream is to go up to the surface and get torn apart by raptors? Her friends laughed at her. You're such an idiot. As time passes, her friends would hurl more vicious insults at her. And every time they did, Trony would fantasize about how one day someone would believe her. That one day, the truth would come to light. No matter how much her friends made fun of her, Trony never stopped telling them about her dream. However, things rarely happened according to our plans, and Trony's dream would soon take an unexpected turn. Apparently, we were supposed to be able to see something unusual in the sky today. Yeah, wonder what it could be. On a day when many citizens had gathered in the square to protect everyone in the Ark, Nikke's, a video was projected onto the Ark's sky display, the Dome of Eternity. It was a 1-minute advertisement consisting of footage of Nikke's defeating Raptures. The moment had finally come. Now everyone would believe her. You see, I told you that wasn't the real sky. You have to go up to the surface to see. Trony, however, was unable to continue. The laughter from her friends, which had been directed towards her. Why does the sky look funny? Are those raptures? Soon gave way to panicked screams. The woman who had just been looking at the sky with her lover. No, it can't be. We're underground? No. Was scratching her face in a frenzy as if her mind was in tatters. As for the man beside her, how could I have forgotten? He stared blankly into space, tears pouring down his face. The truth had finally come to light, and the false reality that they had constructed had crumbled. The ensuing panic and confusion consumed everyone and everything. Fear, frustration, and sadness swept over the crowd, and all Trony could do was weep. It was at that moment that she realized the truth is better left hidden. People were simply not ready to accept the truth. That year, Trony became a Nikke. That year was the deadliest in the Ark's history. Oof. Heavy mental damage. It would feel rather weird if you just suddenly realize the sky is just some screen. Bum, 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 bum. Oh my god. Damn. I think we'll finish this on time. We spent a little longer doing some other stuff and like the episode viewing, but we're already at 1-7. God damn. I mean, it is one of the shorter events. It's only one part in a hard mode. Trony was turned into a Nikke and joined the Electric Shock Squad. Upon being activated, she was given one mission directive. We're to resolve the power issues in the Ark. It's been ravaged with power outages and they want us to take care of it. If the Dome of Eternity shuts down to one of these power outages, suffice to say that it won't be good. I know that all too well. I'm sorry if I brought up a bad memory. We're probably going to be too busy for a while to play Boom. Is that okay with you? I don't care how busy we are, so long as the Dome of Eternity stays on. Alright, then you better dive into the research straight away. I'm looking forward to working with you. An awfully chipper greeting considering the circumstances. It's just a standard greeting. It's what you do when you want to form a relationship with someone. Ayla grins while holding a book behind her back, the title of which is Interpersonal Relationships 101. Is all the preparations done? Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this. Me too. Well, shall we begin? Sure thing. You can leave the circuit design to me. That's my area of expertise. You don't have to remind me, Miss Trony. Everybody knows you're the best in the field of electrical engineering. The best? Oh boy. Trony hastily buries her face between her knees and begins to tremble. What? Did I say something wrong? The best. Clearly not a big fan of compliments. Noted. Electric shock research log. Month X, day X. Good day to play Boom at home. Participants: Elig, Trony. Start of converter development. Something doesn't seem right. I agreed. What could have been the problem with this time? Did I make an error in the calculations? I checked and double-checked them. Again. Let's run it again. Electric shock research log. Month X, day X. Perfect day to play some Boom in the laboratory. Participants: Elig, Trony. Disruption during converter development. Whew, I'm back. How'd it go? I'll never get used to these darn interviews. Why in the world do I have to promote Miss Silas anyway? I'm sure you did a great job. You should join me next time. Miss Trony? Just thinking about it makes me feel nauseous. I couldn't possibly stand in front of a crowd of people. The moment I show up to the TV screen, Miss Silas's stock prices will plummet. Then Suyin will beat me to a pulp. Oh, it's a good thing I uploaded a new copy of my will to the computer. Revision number 427. It's been an honor knowing you, Elig. What are you blabbering about? Don't get carried away by your imagination. Besides, how come you're so obsessed with writing all these goofy codicils? Every time I see Suyin, I feel like I need to write another will. Anyway, nothing bad is gonna happen to you, so don't worry. More importantly, how was your research today? Must have had a tough time going solo. Wasn't too hard. You know the capacitors that measure power coming into the substation? I think they may be broken. I haven't been getting out any readings. That's strange. Wasn't everything working fine yesterday? I'll check if there's an issue with the power source tomorrow. You know where the power source is? It's just a matter of tracing the power back to its source. Nothing too difficult. Says you. That's advanced stuff that only you could pull off. Wait a sec. Did you just say power tracing? That's illegal. You did it behind my back? I'll leave the rest of this to you, Elig. What? That's another thing you say to someone when you're getting to know them. Now is not the right time to be using that. Electric shock research log. Month X, day X. Clear weather. Participant: Trony. Error in measuring the power generated in ARC's power source. Plan to check the ARC's power source directly. Elig absent. Report written by Trony. Based on the observation regarding the amount of power coming into the substation, the reason for the power outages being experienced in the ARC are not due to insufficient power generation. They are instead being caused by an excessive amount of power being supplied throughout the ARC's infrastructure, resulting in a power surge. Therefore, the converter's task is not to increase the power outage, but in fact to divert excess power generated by the ARC's power source. End of log. That's all correct. So tell me, what was the power source? Nothing special, just a normal generator. Nothing special? Is that what you call a machine that generates infinite amounts of energy? We've dreamt about this for ages. This means the ability to create an infinite energy source is hidden somewhere in the ARC. Aren't you even curious? How could it have remained hidden all this time? What's the truth behind all this? What are we missing here? I'm tired. I can imagine, considering how hard you worked on that converter. Well, you can rest easy, knowing that we put a stop to all those pesky power outages. You should go and rest. Electric shock research log. Month X, day X. Perfect day to play some Boom in a laboratory. Participants: Elig, Trony. Converter development completed. Miss Trony. Electric shock research log. Month X, day X. Participants: Elig. After development of the converter, Trony continues to be absent. The day Trony learned the true identity of the power source of the ARC, she felt a tremendous fear. At the same time, thought ran through her mind. The truth is better left hidden. People are not ready to accept the truth. It was for this reason that Trony decided she would keep the truth hidden and shoulder all the fear that came with it herself. As Trony stares at the monitor, she drops the tablet in her hand. She buries her face between her knees, as if to block out all sound. As if to separate herself from the world, her body begins to tremble, and the tears stream down her face, staining her sleeves. Suddenly, there is a sound of footsteps out in the hallway. Miss Trony, it's me. Oleg?
指揮官、始める前にお菓子を一口だけ。
指揮官？
バッテリーが切れた。
Wonder how is
敵のシステムに侵入、攻撃ハッキング完了。ブームブームブーム。
God, I want that for my freaking lobby screen! How good is Oleg on the tier list? Oh, she's A. For low deficit story. What about Trony? D. Ouch. B for bossing though. Oleg stands outside the door. Trony, something happened today. I met with Mr. Wait, no, that's not it. The Arc Gaming Expo is tomorrow. They said they're gonna have an Arc Rangers meet and greet there. Isn't that exciting? No, that's not what I'm supposed to say either. Every time she approaches the door to Trony's room, Oleg stops short and pulls back. Having a hard time? Yeah. Expressing your feelings is harder said than done. Okay. Now that I'm actually doing it, I'm kind of freaking out. Are you scared you won't be able to properly express yourself? Yeah. It must look pretty pathetic right about now. Nah, not at all. It was a perfectly normal reaction. Really. But Oleg, nothing will change if you back away from this. Now is the time to take a step forward. I know, you're right. You don't want to abandon Trony and leave her like this, do you? No, I'd never want that. Then buck up. I can tell how genuine you are. I'm sure Trony will sense that as well. Just gotta be genuine. That's all. Oleg mumbles to herself as she once again steps towards the door. After taking a deep breath, she knocks at the door again. Miss Trony, it's me again. Oleg? I have something to say to you. It's about an old story from way back. When I was young, I was always bullied by my peers for liking Boom so much. They called me a weirdo, said that I was obsessed. They said it so much that even I started to believe it. I felt like an outcast, like I couldn't be accepted anywhere. I started to spend more and more time in my room. But then one day, I heard a girl's voice outside my window shouting, "My dream is to look at the sky." That's not the real sky. The real sky is what lies above all those amazing places we've heard about in stories. The moment I laid eyes on that girl, she was positively radiant. The confidence with which she stood by her dreams, no matter what others said. I wanted to become like her. To have that same self-assurance, to be able to have my own convictions and stand by them. I think that's when it happened. When I first had the desire to install Boom on every device I could find. That way, all the people who ignored me before would just see how great Boom was. I realized it's a bit of a weird dream. It's a bit of a weird dream. That's when it all began. Miss Trony, you're like a beacon of light, and you shine far too bright to be spending your life locked up in a dark room. I know that. Whatever it is that's scaring you, I know that you'll overcome it. No matter how long it takes, you'll finally overcome it. You mustn't forget your dream. You've always wanted to make sure the Dome of Eternity never turned off. To make that dream a reality, you overcame your past trauma and made the converter. Oleg, So please, Come outside now and we can play some Boom like we used to. Or heck, we could play any other shooting game you like. Hi. All the lights in the hallway cut out. It's a power outage. It's affected the entire arc. Uh-oh.
ハッキング準備完了。バッテリーが切れた。ちょっと整備するから置いてかないでね。修理完了。一斉射撃。私が撃たなくてもバレませんよ。
Wait, who was that?
私ちょっとかっこよかったかも。
The loss of power causes widespread panic in the Ark. Even from Troni's room, distant cries can be heard off in the distance. I knew something bad was gonna happen. Troni, something's wrong with the converter. Gotta go take a look at it. I'll be right back. Mr. Commander, let's go. Footsteps fade away. Troni, if your memories are wiped, you would lose everything, all that you saw that day, Troni's dream, even Eleg. Is that what you want? Troni wrings her shirt more tightly. No, I can't let that happen. Troni, running away won't solve anything. I know that. Troni, whatever it is that's scaring you, you can overcome it. Didn't Eleg tell you the same thing? Miss Troni, you're like a beacon of light, and you shine far too bright to be spending your life locked up in a dark room. I know that whatever it is that's scaring you, I know that you'll overcome it. No matter how long it takes, you'll finally overcome it. You mustn't forget your dream. You've always wanted to make sure the Dome of Eternity never turned off. To make that dream a reality, you overcame your past trauma and made the converter. So, let's go outside. We have something to do. Troni lifts her head. As she does, she glances at the monitor. On the screen are the various stats on the HUD for the shooting game. And above that, a fighter jet that Troni is in control of. On the HUD, there is a screen name. T-Roni. As the backup power also runs out, the monitor gradually fades, leaving Troni facing only her reflection in the glass. Running away won't solve anything. With trembling hands, Troni opens the door. The dark hallway seems both familiar and foreign. Black Arc Ranger figurines and other merchandise line the entire length of the passage. Video games, CDs, comics, and more. All things that Eleg had purchased throughout her years of attempting to draw out Troni. Troni glances at the gifts that Eleg had prepared for her, and then rushes outside.
我のうちに秘める狂気を解放する時が来たか。私が倒したの。様相とかはこの世にいないのでしょう。リロードします。また勝ってしまった。なるべく組織の目につかないようにしたかったのだが。
Follow Eleg into an unfamiliar building. Where are we? This is a substation. This is where all the electricity produced in the power plant is converted and distributed to various locations. Basically, how it works is, Eleg proceeds to bombard me with an in-depth explanation that I only grasp on a superficial level. In summary, the converter is the entire reason why the Ark has a reliable power supply. If that's the case, then something must be wrong with the converter, is that right? Correct. Can you shine the flashlight over here? Point the flashlight where Eleg directs me to. Watch out for areas where sparks are flying. I'd be okay, but I don't want you getting electrocuted. How's it look? To be honest, not so good. For some reason, more power than usual is being generated from the power plant. The converter is being overloaded. Right now, only some areas are experiencing a power outage, but unless we tend to this quickly, it'll spread throughout the entire Ark. And that would include the Dome of Eternity. That would be a big problem. Exactly. There was a time when they tried to show an advertisement on the Dome of Eternity. Once people realized that the sky above them was a fictional construct, they lost their minds. More than that, I heard many people fell into depression. Yep. And that was just from a short 60-second advertisement. Now imagine what would happen if it were to go completely kaput. We've got to do something. I know. We've got to do everything we can to prevent that from happening. While I rewire the circuits here, can you... I've already taken care of the circuits over there. What else can I do? Miss Trony? Helig embraces Trony. Helig. It's nice to see you outside. You're suffocating me. Sorry. I'm just so jazzed up. Perhaps we can save all this for later? You got it. Let's get back to work. Since Miss Trony's here now, we should be able to repair the converter in no time. Mr. Commander, can you go and tell the others that the power will be back on? I don't want anyone losing their heads out there. On it. I'm glad you two are on the case. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Some way behind, Trony hangs her head. And I'll leave the rest to the experts. Okay. Here you go. Trony hands the tablet to Elig, which displays her calculations regarding the power output. Holy moly, this thing is outputting twice as much power as before. No wonder the converter couldn't handle it. Gotta improve the converter's handling capacity. You think you can do that? I've done it before. Good, let's get started. Oh, Miss Trony? Yes? It's nice to be working with you again. Same here. Aww. I guess it's not as sad as some of the other events, whatever, but it had some kind of feels to it. I know Trony has an event sometime after this one, but I don't think it's up on the archives yet. I think this is like the first time they did like a continuation of the story in another like sub-event. It spans across like the story kind of spans across 3 different events. Now all I've got to do is replace this circuit. We should be done. Yeah, nearly there. Helig, I have something to say. What's that? What we're doing here won't solve the issue with the Ark's power. I figured. This incident proved as much. I'm not sure what exactly powers the Ark, but something like this could happen again. If we want to solve this problem for good, we've got to find some way to control that power source. Although it beats me how you're supposed to rein in a power source that produces infinite energy. It's frightening, isn't it? That such a thing could exist in the Ark. You can say that again. Wait, you're scared too? Of course. I always thought you weren't scared of anything. Don't be silly. Of course there are things that freak me out. Well, you certainly seemed fearless when you secretly installed Boom on Suyen's phone. Actually, have I ever told you why I like Boom as much as I do? Trony shakes her head. Boom is an old school game, so in many ways, it doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't give you a map, or tell you where you are on a level. No information about how many enemies there are, or item locations. You got to figure it out all as you go. In the beginning, it was really scary. You never know when an enemy could pop out or if you'd fall into a trap. But as you keep playing, you slowly become more familiar with the layout of the levels. Where your current location is, how many enemies are left, and where certain items are. You find these things out naturally over the course of playing. After I cleared the entire game, I felt a real sense of accomplishment. That's when the boom hit me, so to speak. That's why Boom is so much fun to me. We're experiencing the same thing here. The fact we may not know much is terrifying, but if we keep gathering information, we'll eventually be able to control this thing. That's when we'll feel the boom, baby. Here we go. The newly renovated converter kicks into gear. and pulse-pounding 8-bit music fills the air, along with a spectacular light show. Boom, baby! All around them, boom plays on every visible display. I figured since we had such a hard day, we deserve to live little. What a feeling. Alec and Trony look around the multitude of boom images surrounding them, with goofy smiles plastered on their faces. That was fun. Guess it's about time we head back. Alec, before you head back, can we stop by somewhere? Where? The Ark's power source. I want to show it to you. Oh, that's right. I forgot. If it's a boss, Alec instantly generates full burst meter for the party. Whoa. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Are you seeing this, Mr. Commander? It's a limited edition boom package. Yeah, I see it. We've been staring at it for an hour now. Noob. Let's leave Alec to our devices. I'm glad they introduced the whole thing about like re-releasing some skins for characters, because I'm pretty sure I missed this skin for Exia. I think it was on a mission pass. The mission pass for the Boomsday one. I missed out on it. I'm so fucking sad. We should head over to the final quest event. It'll be starting any minute now. After Electric Shock banded together to solve the power outage crisis, all of us decided to come to the Arc Gaming Expo to celebrate. I never thought you'd be joining us, Trony. It's only because they told me there was going to be an Arc Rangers meet and greet. I gathered enough courage to make it out here. But there are so many people. Never mind, forget it. I want to go home. You see that, Miss Trony? It's a limited edition boom package. Holy moly. Wowee! Alec. All's well that ends well, I suppose. At least Alec and Trony are getting along again. I knew you had the day off, Exia, but what about you two? Man! I can't believe it! Can you please get a hold of yourself and answer my question? Trony, help me out here. Look over at Trony, who has tears in her eyes. We are so doomed. Huh? Suyin actually wanted us to come in today, but Alec ignored her and dragged me here instead. She seemed pretty angry about something, although I'm not sure what. I've got it written down somewhere. Out of the 427 times Suyin has called us in, there were 201 outbursts, 149 instances of verbal abuse, 45 flip-outs, and 32 counts of disciplinary action. Creak. Trony shudders and slumps, nearly sliding off her chair, but Alec catches her. Don't worry too much. It's probably nothing. Yeah, you're probably right. We did everything Suyin asked us to. We changed all her passwords from 3 months ago. We found the remote control that had gotten lost behind the sofa. Does she always make you do all these menial tasks? She's just upset because I told her I was going on strike. I didn't implicate you, Trony, so you don't need to worry. Strike? Time to start will number 428. I, Trony, a Nikke belonging to the Electric Shock Squad, passed away here on this day. Freak. Trony turns pale as a sheet and slumps down from her chair. Trony? You sure you two are okay? As long as you're getting along, I guess that's all that matters. Dude, this looks so fucking... God, I wish... I want her burst animation for my lobby screen. Look how pretty the scenery is. Good lord. Also, there's something about characters where you can't see their eyes really. Like, you can barely see one of Alec's eyes. It kind of peeks out from her hair. So like when characters' eyes hide behind their hair like that, when you get a good glimpse of their eye, I don't know, it just looks so cute. She looks so cute there. god, dude, I love this song so much. Alright, time for the epilogue. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this was... It's like part of a... Well, I guess, not 3-part story. It's part of a 4-parter story. There's this one, which is the first one. I think Trony's event is part 2 of this little mini story arc. Part 3 was the Dark Hero, the Dark Ranger one, I think. I forgot which Nikke released during that one. Hold on, let me see. Nikke, Dark Hero. Who released during that? Oh wait, Dark Hero is part 2. Oh wait, so... Oh, that's right. Dark Hero is part 2. Dark Hero is Trony's event. Okay, so Trony's event is on the archives. I forgot. It was added with the Ice Dragon Saga, with the winter thing. So, let's see. I think it is just a 3... okay, yeah, it's a 3-parter event. There was Boomsday, which is part 1. Eleg's event. Part 2... Dark Hero, which is Trony's event. That's right, Trony released with Dark Hero. And then part 3 was Ice Dragon Saga. The 2024 winter event. The most recent winter event was part 3. It was the first time they kind of made like a little arc with the... what do you call it? With the event stories. Usually they're like one and done, but it was the first time they did like a multi-parter. Alright, let's get to the epilogue. God, man, you're gonna have to wait till winter 2025 for Ice Dragon Saga to go up on the archives, though. What did you think of the expo today? It was exhausting. That's because it's been a while since you last went out. Anywho, let's hurry back. Eleg, I got an autograph from the Black Archranger. I finally got it. I did it. Didn't I tell you? You can overcome anything. Yes, you did tell me that. When I was watching you today, I came to a decision. And what was that? Trony looks up at the sky. Someday I will make it so that everyone can see the real sky. Is that so? You do know what that entails, don't you? I do. That's nice. When that day comes, my dream will come true as well. Your dream? You bet. When people can see the real sky, we won't need the Dome of Eternity. And that means no one will say anything if I install Boom on it. You're right. That really will be boom-tastic. You bet it will. I guess the arc will disappear one day too, won't it? Yeah. It's dangerous having something you can't control. Looks like we'll have our work cut out for us. What do you mean? You want everyone to see the real sky? And I want to install Boom on every monitor in the Ark. If we want to create a future where the Ark is no longer necessary, we'll have to bust our butts. We'll first start by working on the Ark's power source. We can't leave it as is, especially since we don't know when it will cause more problems again. We've got to find a permanent solution. First order of business is finding a new power source. Yeah. You can't continue using this, though. Using the one we've got now. If we can't find anything viable in the Ark, then we'll find something up on the surface. Either way, we'll figure it out somehow. And when that day comes, it'll be a real boomsday. Boomsday end. Next time we'll do Trony's event, since it's a continuation of this one. But unfortunately, we won't be able to do the Ice Dragon Saga again until next winter, when it comes back out. Well, it comes out onto the archives.